You're listening to live streaming right here in Northport, Florida. We are part of the Community Broadband Radio Association, and this is Real Talk Radio with John Rawlings. And I've got a very special guest in the house. I'm going to let her introduce herself and her position and who she works for. And she does a lot of great things here in the city of Northport. But I'll key it up with that, and I'll send it off to you.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Carol Estrada. I'm with the City of Northport Social Services Division. My key functions here, I'm the program administrator. I oversee the daily functions of the programs that social services runs. One of them being the Northport and Nonprofits United, our MP2 program. We also have our 3 annual holidays. So we have our back to school resource fair that we just ended. We have our community baby shower that usually happens in April. And then we're gearing up for our home-based holidays, which encompass 3 different events within a few weeks. So we have our Home for the Holidays event. We have our Adopt and Shop and our Senior Giving Tree. And then we have our clothing closet that I oversee as well. And the the Skills for Life workshops that I teach here in Northport.
What's it like working in social services?
Every day is different. I mean, you have your everyday key functions that you do, but the division as a whole, we have different functions that everyone does. So we have our client service specialists that deal with the direct services for Northport residents. They help those that are needing financial assistance in a hardship or in a financial crisis. And then we also deal with our clothing closet we have that is free to the community. They're able to come and shop every other month. If they're Northport residents, it's completely free. They can come and get some clothes, they can get some shoes, and it's pretty much every day is different. Even though we have the same functions every day, it's still good and different every day.
How busy is Northport social services as a whole?
I think it's pretty busy. I mean, we're a small team, but we do a lot. We try to be out in the community as well. We help a lot of individuals, Northport residents, who might find themselves needing a little bit of help. Whether their rent is past due, their electricity is past due, or their water. We try to give them that guidance to help them and ease their mind. And if we're not able to assist them, we try to make sure that they walk out of here with another agency that may be able to help them.
With everything that you've got going on, how many people do you figure you see per week, or do you tally that?
We do tally those, but we tally those mostly throughout the year. Or in a monthly basis. We have to enter everything through our performance dashboard. So I know last year we saw, at least the pre-screens, we had around 694 people last year in our last fiscal year that they came in and tried to get services.
Have you seen a lot of increase in need over the last year?
Yes. So I've been here for 2 years, going on to 3 years. And each year it seems like there is more of a need as things increase. People are needing more and more help. Either the rent has gone up, the food's going up, they've lost their jobs, and they're needing a little bit of assistance and guidance and financial help. So we do see the need going up day by day.
With the need going up, have we increased services, or do services stay the same year after year after year?
Well, we try to determine that year after year. We really want to try to help out the community the best that we can. So we do try to look at each year to see how we can help the Northport residents to see, is this working, is this not working, and how we can help our community a little bit better.
What do you recommend people do when they one either feel like they're in need of some services or maybe know of someone who is in need of services? What would you suggest they do first?
Well, I would definitely suggest them give us a call if they're needing any assistance. We're here to help, whether it be that you're needing any clothing, that you're needing some information for an older citizen that you might know. We're here to help. If we don't know the answer, we're going to research it with you. We want to make sure that you leave our division with some sort of help or some sort of guidance to either the next agency or to, or if we were able to help you, how we can help you a little bit better, either in the present or in the future.
So the citizens out there that are listening right now, if you have any comments, any questions, this is a perfect time to ask. We do these live streamings for that specific reason, is to engage with the citizens, and really, Carol will actually tell you the best thing that a citizen can do is engage in the conversation. As far as like the social services side of it, can you give your location? And a lot of people will recognize it because Awaken Food Pantry is over that direction,
Yes.
and we'll talk about that kind of camaraderie that you guys have there too. But go ahead and give your location.
Yeah, we're located on 6919 Outreach Way. We're in Suite 3, so we're the two-story blue building. We're on the second floor in Suite 3. There's only 3 offices upstairs, so we're one of them. And so we're right next to, the light turned off. We are right next to Awaken.
Gotta love those timed lights.
I think I'm gonna have to dance in here in order to get
Well,
them on.
listen, that's a whole different show. So here's the funny thing. I was sitting in my wife's office today, and her light kept going off too, and all I'd see is
yes, trying to get it to turn on. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So just the importance of the citizens in that area. You've got some great activity over there. Can you talk about the partners that you have in the building and also next door?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Family Service Center holds, I think we have 11 agencies right now that are housed in the Family Service Center. So we're in here, social services. We have on the second floor, we have WIC and we have the Northport Policing Community Unit. And then downstairs, we have AARP, we have Center Place Health, Sparks, let's see, the Veterans Office, Northport Meals on Wheels, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and Tidewell Health. They're all here, and it's great that they're all here because I feel like they all help a different audience. So, we have the policing unit, we have WIC that helps pregnant mothers, children, and then we have for ARP, we have Spark, we have Big Brothers Big Sisters. So everyone serves a different kind of resident in Northport. So we have it all here.
I want to talk real quick. Not that any of these groups are less important, because they're not. Mm-hmm. They're all very important and very key to being a great partner within our city, and really kind of working. And I want to be careful, because I want you to explain this to people. Partners, but not partners. The partners in giving, partners in caring, partners in the advancement of taking care of citizens within our circumference of our city, whether they're citizens of our city or not. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times you've got the homeless coalition, you've got different things out there. One of the key factors that I have run into, that's very, very helpful that doesn't get talked about a whole lot, would be the police unit that we have in the building now. Can you talk about that and why that's such a key relationship for our city?
Yes, absolutely. So the community policing unit, they work hand in hand with us a lot when they are needing assistance with some of their clients as well. So they work closely with the homeless individuals. So they partner with the community as well with us to try to get them some services for anyone that's needing any assistance. They come to us and see if we're able to assist them a little bit further.
Awesome. I know that Larry Grant next door is a huge participant of going inside your building, and trying to hook people up with services and take care of them. Waken Food Pantry is very, very active within our city. Can you talk about that relationship and why it's so valuable to have right next door?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's great to have them next door because anyone who is looking for any, people come to us once they are needing the assistance. So they're past due on their rent, so they've got to choose if they want to pay rent or if they're gonna put food on the table. So we try to help them with, hey, let's see if we can get you to pay your rent. Let's see if we can assist you with that, and let's see if we can get you some food as well, and we can walk them right next door. So they have great services that are available to the citizens right next door that we're able to say, hey, just go next door, they'll help you. And it's not just food, a lot of times it's also some other great services that they have.
It is, and having the tools in your tool bag, so to speak, there's some value in that, versus having to run around and maybe make contacts, or hey, I've got to get to them at some point today.
Mm-hmm.
Being in that same building, doesn't that aid in helping a lot more people more efficiently?
Yes, it really does because they're just a few steps away. It doesn't, they don't have to lose that connection when, someone walks in the door and they're asking for help. We can just be like, okay, let's either call them, get them on the phone, have them meet you up here, or we can tell them to go downstairs to see if they're available. The thing with that is that it takes people a lot to already ask for help. So if they're coming to us and then we have to send them somewhere else, half of the time they're not going to want to go somewhere else because again, now they got to go to someone else to ask them for help. So if we can make that connection with people that are already in our building, that's great.
And having those other entities there, it really streamlines the process a lot of times. I know that in talking with Larry, when he takes somebody over and kind of gets them into the system, so to speak, having that streamlined capability is a big deal, um,
Mm-hmm.
even for him, who is there a lot. But I think he's probably less active because of the streamlining of the system, because a lot of people can be sent there without a helping hand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if you were to come in and take in that first initial visit, what would you tell people?
So it really depends on what kind of assistance they're looking for. So I mean, we help individuals with their financials, if they're able to, if they're past due on anything. And then if we're not able to help them, we refer them out to someone. So initially someone walks into the door and they're wanting help with financial assistance, then we would take their information down. We would screen them, make sure that everything is set, that they are Northport residents. And if they're not Northport residents, we do direct them to other agencies that may be able to help them in their area.
Fantastic. Spark. Let's talk a little bit about Spark because I'm very very active with Care down in Port Charlotte, and that is a
Mhm.
value too because we're right there on the border. Northport, Charlotte. That relationship that we had way back when.
Mhm.
But can you talk about the Spark unit itself and why that's valuable to our area?
Yeah, I think it's a great agency to have here in house as well because there is people who, they're looking for like first month's rent and they're trying to get away from their situation, and that's why they're needing the help with trying to get into a place. So having Spark in here will help because it makes that connection with the client. They don't have to go anywhere else. They're already in the building. And I think there's such a valuable agency to have here that we can make that connection right away.
And these things are that tool in the tool bag sort of thing I talk about. Um, Talk about the diversity of what you guys have within the building itself, let alone that's not the end of the resources, is it?
No, no, it's not. So that's what I was mentioning earlier, that it's great that we have an agency basically for any age group, for anything that you can think of. I mean, you have AARP, you have Spark, you have the veterans, you have WIC. So there's basically an agency for anything you can think of: kids, adults, seniors, you know, name it, and it's here. And if it's not, then it's around the area as well where we can go ahead and connect you with that. And that's why I think making those connections is really great because we're able to help the residents to try to connect them. If they're not here or if they're not in the area, we can try to find them for them, because like I said, we don't want them to leave without having anything in their hand. So we want them to leave with something, even if we weren't able to physically help them. So, like our agencies that we work with our Northport and Nonprofits United is also a good example of trying to bridge the government and the nonprofits together as well.
You know, there's probably very little um, that you guys have to do in order to help anyone that walks in the door. I don't mean that to sound like your jobs are easy because they're not, but you've been at this for a while. You've got all the contacts, not only in our counties, but I'm sure surrounding counties, and you guys are really good at connecting services
Mm-hmm.
to really help people. Um, I like to think that we're the helping hand up over
Mm-hmm.
social services area. We're not trying to keep you in your spot. We're trying to help you up, trying to help you out, trying to
Yes.
figure out how your best foot forward is. Would you take that and run with that for a second and talk about what you guys have been able to accomplish for maybe some citizens who maybe didn't think there was anything for them?
Yeah, so our client service specialists do really great at this. They're the first point of contact. Well, not the first point of contact, but they're the contact for individuals who are needing financial assistance. So they have to get creative a lot of times because the we use outside funding to help individuals with their past due rent, mortgage, electricity, or water. So if they've used our services once before, they might not be eligible to receive services with us again. So the client service specialists have to get creative so that they can still help these individuals. So whether that's calling another agency to see if they have a different sources of funding, if they are able to help with different, like for example, if they just got into their place, we help them pay for their first month's rent, but they don't have any money to get any clothing, or if they don't have anything, we try to reach out to local agencies like Streets of Paradise, Family Promise, who are able to give them a little bit of household goods that they can put into their house. So they already have their first month's paid. They already have a few little things, maybe a couch that was available from Streets of Paradise, or household cleaning goods from Family Promise. And maybe they were able to get some clothes from us, from the Children's Community Clothing Closet. So those are examples of how our client service specialists get creative when it comes to our Northport residents who've already received assistance in the past that aren't able to use that again.
The website itself, it's very easy to navigate. You guys have a lot of updated issue. I was going to say issues, not issues. A lot of updated things on there for people to go look at and get a lot of information. Do you guys keep this current, and how would you address the website for someone new that's coming on board?
Yeah, so we have usually everything is on there already. So we try to keep it updated as much as we can. So all of the information that is on there is pretty up to date. If it's not, then we'll let our communications know if if anything needs to be changed. I think we had an incident, I think last week, where it said something on there and we were just like, oops, that doesn't say it, but we honored it, and we just ended up having to update it. So the good thing with our website is that all of our information's on there, all the services that we provide, and then what within these two buildings, our Family Service Center and our Community Education Center, their information's on there as well, so they can see before they come and visit us that what agencies we have here. So maybe they need to come and visit WIC, and then they need to come to us as well. It's like a one-stop shop, like they come to one place only, and then they can do a few services.
Well, and you've got I see one there that I hear Larry talk about, the All Faiths Food Bank. You guys do a lot of work with them, don't you?
I with Awaken, we do with all Faiths Food Bank. I believe Larry partners with them for the food.
That's
Yes.
that partnership within that same little block, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the financial assistance with rent, mortgage, utilities, and food, different things like that. I've seen you guys take in people that and try to help. But more so, can you talk about the relationships that you have with some of the religious organizations around town that also have that? I guess that open arm kind of feeling where they wrap their arms around people that you guys help set up.
Yeah, so we try to work with all our local agencies that are able to help the community, because if we come together, we can all help. We all have the same mission. We all want to help the Northport residents. Like you said, we want the hand up. That's what we want to help our residents with. So we do try to work with other churches in the area as well, so that we can maybe it's like feeding, donating to the local churches, or if we have a donation as well, we would also work with them, like a clothing donation as well, so that sometimes we have our Children's Community Clothing Closet, so we don't take adult clothing, but they do. So if someone donates to us, then we can go ahead and donate to our local churches as well.
And that partnership, that's another key partnership for a lot of citizens, keeping them. I actually want to think it keeps them grounded. A lot of them, because a lot of people within the Spark and the Care organizations, they run on empty. A lot of times, there's that I'm by myself kind of feel. You guys are that connection back to the reality of there are a lot of people in our city that do care about you. We're here for you. Let us help you get back on your feet by providing you some key people to go talk to. Right?
Yes, absolutely. And that is the basis of the Northport Nonprofits Program, our MP Square program. It's to fill that gap between the local municipal government and the nonprofits in the area. We want to make sure that we can help them. So any agency that applies for us to help them expand their mission, they can go ahead and get funding for that as well. That's run every year during August. And then we have a committee that decides to see if they're eligible with their expenditure item. And it's a really good program that helps the local municipal government and nonprofits come together.
Absolutely, and what's essential there is that the key to a successful city is keeping everyone kind of grounded and looking um, forward, so to speak, but also connecting them with the need and connecting them with the service. Um, can you talk about our connections with the youth in our city and why social services are so valuable of a tool for the younger generation that's coming through?
Yeah. So, social services has the Skills for Life workshops, which are run by me. I This year I revamped the Skills for Life program to kind of gear a little bit towards the youth of Northport. I think they would really benefit from some things that aren't taught in school anymore. So I think it's a really good a thing to have for individuals to learn about budgeting, about their credit, deciding on what colleges to attend if they want to choose college. Maybe they want to choose a career. So I think those workshops are essential to Northport residents, youth, so that they can prepare for their future.
So I know you talked about Skills for Life for a minute. Um, Highlighting Skills for Life, why is that such a big deal?
I
And
think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, go.
I think a lot of the skills that we used to learn in school aren't being taught anymore, you know? So I have changed up the Skills for Life to gear towards different audiences. So we have our Northport Pathfinders, which is geared towards our youth of Northport. Then we have our Pathway to Success, which is geared towards adults who are already in the working field, who maybe want a change, who maybe want to decide that they no longer want to work the same job that they're working. Maybe they want to go to school, some changes that they want to make. So, and then we have our Northport Pathfinders who, it's the audience for that is the seniors, because a lot of times maybe they don't know, you know, everything's growing so fast and maybe they don't know the technology that they are that's growing with them, you know. So we try to make sure that we can pay attention to every audience and what they're needing and try to talk about that as well.
Fantastic. And you've got Path Makers.
Mm-hmm.
What do they do there?
That's for the seniors. So that would be like the senior scam. We have our Medicaid or Medicare talk coming up, and that is September 29th. That's our new workshops, which is Coffee and Connections, that we're trying to reach out to the seniors in the area to get them some information of local resources as well. So that topic would be of Medicare and open enrollment. And I think it's a good resource for those in the area that might not be too familiar with Medicare. You know, it gives them a little bit more information, how they can apply, and there'll be individuals here that can help them do that.
Not that people pick on social services, because I don't think they really pick on you guys, in that regard. I think a lot of people don't really know the value of
Mhm.
what that brings to a city, and why even a city, and I say this graciously because our size, our size is huge right now.
Yeah.
We're probably over 100,000, I would think, by this
Mhm.
point. And so we're not a small city anymore. But the social services aspect of a small city at 20,000, it just gets busier at 100,000.
Yeah.
It's not a less of a need. I don't care whether you have 20,000 people or 100,000 people in your city. There's always a need for social services. Correct.
Yes. Oh, yes. I totally agree with that. Yes, we, like I said, we are small, but we do a lot in the community.
So the hours of operation over there, what are they?
We are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m.
8 to 5 p.m.
Mhm.
And if something were to happen, um, is Spark has got their own number, right? So if
Correct.
they've got a
Yes.
weekend, the weekend warriors out there of Spark
Mhm.
and Care, who definitely know who I'm talking about right now. But you've got, um, one aspect of it inside the walls there at social services, but a lot of these organizations have their programs up and running independently from social services. Correct.
Correct. Yes. But I do believe our building hours are 7:30 to 5 p.m.
And highlighting that's just for social services. So if you're looking for any of these other organizations, look them up online, and there's always contact information. I know that Spark and Care both have a 24-hour hotline, whether it be text or call in. They're always there to assist and help anyone who's in harm's way. They want you to reach out. They want you to take care of business, any time of day. So there is no wait for something like that as far as services go. If you have somebody in need of information, one of the best places to go is to go to social services. Just like I tell everybody to go and see the chamber, when you're out and about. The chamber is a great place to go to capture a lot of information about our community, and connect. So that's really what you want to do with the power of social services. You want to go there, find out what it's about, get yourself educated. If you're a church group that's out there that's wondering, hey, do we have services? How can we connect? How can we help? How can we be a benefit? Definitely reach out to them and connect. Carol, would you talk about that as far as these groups out there that may or may not know about the social services building, on why they should stop by and get some education?
Yeah, so we every month we host a interagency meeting that is beneficial for nonprofits in the area to connect with different nonprofits in the area. So I think that is a great thing for nonprofits to attend because they can make that connection. Maybe they're needing a little bit of assistance or help in the area, so they can connect with others who may be serving something else that they're needing. So every last I think every last Wednesday of the month we host that for nonprofits here at the Family Service Center.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
You've got quite the building there, because right behind you there's the shots, I guess, for the
The
school
health department.
system,
Yep.
but the health department.
Mhm.
You've got, right next door, you've got Larry and his crew over there. There's also another entity over there in that same building. Who is that?
That is the Northport Senior Center.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
I tend to, I think those are my senior moments. Uh, so I all of those structures over there, they all have a lot of great connections within and do a lot of good things, right?
Yes. Oh, yes, they do. There's a lot here within these two buildings. Mhm.
So you've got a lot of people that come through. I'm positive there's not a lot of people that actually still to this day know that you guys are there. Again, give your
Mhm.
address, your hours of operation, and then we'll move on to a couple other topics.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are at 6919 Outreach Way. Our hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're in a two-story blue building, the corner of Pan American and Outreach Way. We're on the second floor, Suite 3.
Awesome. So you've got a lot of nonprofits there. You've got that nonprofit connection. I'm highlighting some of these things that we already talked about, but we're going to highlight them again real quick.
Okay.
You've got the community clothing closet,
Yes.
and highlight that again real quick for our listeners.
Yeah, so our children's community clothing closet is geared for children, so birth to 18 years old. They are able to come and shop. They have to be Northport residents, and they do have to fit HUD's income guidelines. So once we do that, they're able to come in every other month. They're able to shop. They get like 3 outfits and a personal item, and it is donation based. So if their kids are outgrowing some of their clothes, they can turn right back around and donate it back to us. So I think it's a great program for those who are needing assistance, who, like I said before, they're either choosing rent, food, or clothes. So we give them just a little few outfits every other month, and it's a great program because the community does really come together to also donate. We just had a drive in the month of August for diapers and wipes, and there was a great outcome with that. So we really appreciate the community coming together for that. And in October, we also have another drive coming up because Florida doesn't get too cold, but sometimes it does. So we're doing a drive for jackets. So the month of October, we will be collecting jackets. If anyone wants to donate that, they can come to our building, and that would be great for the kids that are in need. I know last year during this time, there was a lot of parents asking for jackets and stuff like that, winter clothing, because it did get a little cold there last year, and we didn't have any. So, this year I really want to try to see if we can get some donations in for those families that need that.
Um, so what are some of the extras now? We've kind of highlighted a good overview of what you do. What are some of the things that you, as Carol, like about your job and want to highlight?
Yeah. So, like, one of them was just the clothing closet, which I think it's a great program. I know when my child was small, I mean, that would have been a great program. And so I think a lot of Northport residents should come and see us for that program. We've briefly mentioned our Skills for Life programs as well. So, a little bit more information on that. Our Northport Pathfinders program is I try to work with individuals throughout the summer because the kids are off during the summer, so they can have a little bit more time to give to us. So we have more focus for the teens during the summertime, and then also trying to get into the schools to see if they are able to do the Skills for Life workshops as well. I know I'm working with Imagine Schools. December 4th, they will be hosting a Skills for Life workshop day. And I think that's a great skill for the 11th and the 12th graders. They are doing a great job trying to encompass and trying to get their students ready for the real world, whether they want to go right out to the working field or go to school. They are trying to gear their students up for success. So we also have our Pathways to Success workshops, which happen every 3 months. We just ended ours for this month, and then the next round start again in January. Those would be, again, the budgeting, the interviewing, the Dress for Success, and the resume building. Those are great workshops. We try to work with community partners who would also give them a little bit more information. So, like, for example, Fifth Third Bank is a good bank to work with us with the budgeting workshop. And then our pathways, or I'm sorry, our path makers workshop. We have our coffee and connection starting up. We have our first coffee and connection meeting September 29th with the area aging on agents or area agency on aging and their shine program. They are teaching seniors about Medicare. They don't want to have some seniors without insurance, so they want to get everyone enrolled. So that would be here next Monday at 10 a.m. here at the Family Service Center. There's going to be some coffee and some donuts so we can get some people in and learn about Medicare. So that's our Skills for Life programs are also really great essential tools that I think a lot of individuals can grow from. And then we have our holiday season coming up. So we have our Adopt and Shop program. That's our that's our big time of the year. So we try to gear up for that. So we are going to be opening registrations for that on October 1st, which is next week. Northport residents can come in. They can go ahead and register to get adopted out to families. They have to bring in their birth certificates, their proof of residency that they're Northport residents, and they're within the income guidelines of that HUD has set up. So they come in, they register, everything is good, and then we also simultaneously we run the adopter registration as well. So we have people who are wanting to register to get adopted out, and then people who are registering to adopt them. So in November, we try to get all those families paired up together. We work with local HOAs as well. Last year, we worked with Talon Bay. We worked with Heron Creek, Bobcat Trail, and Cypress Falls, and they did amazing, and we love working with them each year. And hopefully this year we can get some more HOAs to help us out and get these kids, give them and their families a good Christmas.
Fantastic. Talk about the size of the group, because I think Christmas, everybody kind of does their thing at Christmas. You've got Kiwanis who does their thing. You've got Shop with the Cop.
Yeah.
You've got different organizations out there that do their thing. I've been there when you guys have done some really cool things with my Buckeye group, who we've often helped social services out and done things with them. We actually partner now with Northport Kiwanis, and we also partner with Larry over at Awaken Food Pantry, and we do a food drive for every football game now. So
nice.
We're watching football games, Ohio State Buckeye football games, and that we're participating in Give Back, and that's a huge thing for us. And we have worked together on these things in the past, and I know you have a lot of people out there. But can you talk about what that means to you guys as a program, and then that connection back to the citizens that participate?
Yes, I think all these programs are great programs. I mean, again, the community's coming together. We're showing out. We're trying to help those in need. And then I think it's great that everyone does a little bit different of a program, but still get the same goal. We want everyone just to have a good Christmas and a good spirit for the holidays, So I know last year we had over 500 kiddos signed up, and each year the numbers, they grow. So hopefully we could get the same numbers this year. And then we also hope that we can get the participants as well to get these kiddos adopted.
And that's a big deal. I know firsthand what we do. I know what you guys do. Been there, like I said, watch that whole thing take place, and I think it adds a level of excitement in your walls, so to speak. You've got a lot of helping hands all year long, but I think the Christmas spirit, the kindness that comes along with that, and I think a lot of the people who are in need, when they start coming forward and they see what you guys are providing and trying to help them. That hopefully it starts out their new year with a good fresh start too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've had a lot of people who were anonymous drop off their gifts here, and we just see how thankful these families are, and that's what we do it for. You know, it's just a great program, and having the community come out and help any way that they can. I mean, again, like I've said, we try to pair these families up in November. So some of these families sometimes they also include a Thanksgiving dinner. You know, they adopt out a family and then they like kind of adopt them for like the whole holiday season. I mean, not everyone gets that, but they don't have to do that, but it is great that they also offer those as well.
Absolutely, you've got a tough job. It's a fun job,
Yeah.
but it's a tough job
Yeah.
because you've got a lot of stress that are put on you guys. Um, Talk about the city here for a second, um, because citizens of Northport who don't need social services don't. A lot of them don't know why you're there or what you're doing there. Can
Hmm.
you kind of give? We've been talking about it now for 46 minutes of the value of why you're there, but instead of doing it through the people you care for and care about, because you do care about all the citizens of Northport, talk about the value of social services and why making a stronger division of social services is a benefit for every citizen in Northport.
You know, sometimes I go out to events, I do outreach events, and sometimes I go out to events and I'm handing out flyers and I'm like, oh, we're social services, so if you ever need help. And I do get some responses of no, we're not low income, or we don't need help. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to help everyone, and that's what some people don't understand, that we're here to help everyone. It's in a financial crisis. You don't have to be low income to receive assistance. So maybe you had a death in the family, you weren't able to go to work, so now
Right.
you fell back on your rent. Maybe you had a car accident, and you were a waitress, and now you can't walk, because you got hurt in a car accident. So it's not just for low income families. We're here to help everyone as best as we can. Like I said previously, if we're not able to physically assist you here with the services we provide, we try to find you an agency that will try to help you. So that's why I think social services is so important, because we're not just picking and choosing who we can help. We're here to help everyone.
You know, I think that the reason you're there is to make our city better for everyone.
Hmm.
I think it's there because the stronger you are as a city, with the fire department, with leadership, with a police department presence, a strong social services, strong education, I think that's the foundation of a strong city. And
Hmm.
I think those all those things working collectively. I watch our EOC and our communications team. We have a very good communications team. Uh, the police department, very strong communication team. Fire department and Chief Titus and what he's doing there. Um, our city's changing; it's ever growing, and I think anytime that you can amplify your positions within city walls, that's a great thing. And I think you're doing that today. I think you do that every day. But I think you do that with a really strong conviction of what you
Hmm.
do for a living.
Yes.
Um, and can you talk about that side of things for you as an individual and why it means so much?
Yeah, because I've been there before too. I was a single mom at one point who was looking for the assistance, who was looking for the help, and at one point I did need the help, and that's the purpose of social services, in order to help us to, like you said before, get the helping hand, and then I was able to go to school. I was able to get my degrees. I was able to get that assistance so that I can better in life. So I personally have a great passion for social services because they were able to help me when I needed the help.
Right. And anytime you help anybody with a hand up, look at what you've done, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
So
absolutely.
shining examples, you are one, and we've talked about that in the past, and it is important, and your passion is definitely a driving force within those walls. How
Mm-hmm.
many people work for the city within within that wall?
Who, like how many people work for the city or our
Is
division?
your division in the building? How many people are there from the city of Northport?
So we have our division here, which is 6 of us, and then the community policing unit. I'm not sure how many they have over there.
That's
I
a little
want,
different too.
yeah,
That's a whole different structure and a whole
yeah.
different reasoning,
Oh yeah,
right?
yep,
So
yes.
again, I want to highlight that for a second. I know we're going to run out of time. We've chewed up 50 minutes already. It didn't take long, did it?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah. So the policing unit itself, I found that to be a really interesting caveat to this whole program over there, and the value. I was like, wow, we have that, and then
Mm-hmm.
just listening for a couple minutes on why we have it and why it's so valuable. Registering the homeless, knowing where they're at, knowing that hey, they're okay, but we know you're there.
Yeah,
That's a whole different concept than hey, we're going to run you out of our town
yeah,
and get out. They're really not doing that. They're still trying to get them help, but they don't want them lingering in bad spots either.
yeah, yeah.
So there's some policing and some hand helping up situations
Mm-hmm.
that come within that building that now works with the police department. Do you
Yeah.
find that to be a cool side of things?
I do, because before I when I first started here, I thought the same thing. I was like, a community policing unit to help, and I thought that was actually a really great division or department, that they're out to help. Like you said, they're trying to keep them safe as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's a whole different mindset, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
You
it
know
is.
I love the fact that our police and our fire are so strong within our community that they're embracing different concept, different ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to them all the time too, and Chief Titus, he talks about the trainings and all that stuff, and we've got Deputy Chief Morales who comes on quite often, sends a lot of people on, and they talk about the drone units and the value there. But all these things work kind of hand in glove with social services too, because uh, you're there at a different level
Mm-hmm.
sometimes trying to help people.
Yeah, we like to say here we're trying to prevent homelessness, and
Right.
like before they get to that. So that's what we try to do, to keep individuals housed.
And it's nice to have. I from this standpoint, from my vision, it's
Hmm.
nice to see all of you working together.
Yeah.
How does that look to you from your position? And how comfortable are you in having this conversation with new citizens who come in and see this relationship?
Yeah, I think it shows that we do care, that we are trying to get that help out to anyone. Like I said before, we don't pick and choose who we're helping. We're helping everyone, whether you're low income, whether you're homeless, whether you're medium class. We are here to help everyone.
Absolutely. I love
Hmm.
it. I think it's
Hmm.
fantastic. So, well, we've got probably less than a minute now, but go ahead and give your address and your phone number again so people know where you're at.
Okay.
And let's give her some kudos out there uh, for being on for 55 minutes and really a really roundtable discussion. So go
Yes,
ahead.
thank you. We are located at 6919 Outreach Way. We're in Suite 3 of our two-story blue building. We're on the corner of Pan American and Outreach Way. Our phone number is 941-429-3700.
And, this is Real Talk. John Rawlings. Thanks for listening in. I'll look forward to another show here shortly. And we've got sports Bobcat sports update tomorrow night and next week. And so we do that on Tuesday. So join us and please share and like the page. The more that we can get you guys involved, the better off we are as citizens. Thank you so much. Thanks,
Thank
Carol.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye now.